I've always been surrounded by people who've been affected by cancer or died from cancer ever since I was little, and it's something that I've always wanted to be involved in.
I myself was diagnosed in 2010 with testicular cancer. I was 20 years old. It was terrifying. It was very tough. That's kind of why I decided to ride in 2010, and I've been involved ever since, and it's been great.
Team Buckeye and the rest of the Pelotonia community has been wonderfully helpful with helping me relearn how to ride a bike.
I actually remember my very first training ride. I went about 3 miles, and in the first 10 seconds I fell over. But they didn't care, they were there to support me and help me learn exactly what I needed to do before I took on the Pelotonia ride.
I would say to a student who is nervous, just kind of jump right in. I think you never know how far you can push yourself until you're faced with a task that you may not think you can complete.
You can go 25 miles easy if you can ride a bike. And I hadn't been on a bike in 23 years, and I was able to go 50 miles with about 8 weeks of training.
50 miles or 100 miles sounds really daunting, but once you actually start to do it, and we have plenty of opportunities to help you get ready for it, riding a bike won't be a problem.
Getting a bike is extremely easy, especially for Team Buckeye, because you can rent them, which is so helpful because you can keep it all summer, you can ride in Pelotonia, and then you can return it, and there's not a huge financial burden there.
We've really created a community here at Ohio State. Not only is focused on cancer, but it's really something bigger.
With being a student and having the kind of lower fundraising minimums, it's been really great because not working, and I'm sure for a lot of students who don't have a large network to just send an email out and receive the top amount, I think it's been really helpful. And it's very easy. I think if you know in your heart that this is something you're passionate about, people will bend over backwards to help you.
There's no harm in just asking, and I think once they figure that out, they find out that they can raise a whole lot more money than they originally thought.
And I think it's a great lesson on how to friend raise and fundraise, and how to establish a network so that when you come back next year, you'll have people who are willing and ready and waiting on you to ask them to give.
Whether you volunteer, you can ride, you can be a virtual rider, there's so many ways to kind of get involved and really make a difference.
Pelotonia has just been so amazingly successful, and all that money, every single dollar, goes to cancer research. I've talked to people that have said the drug that the James created saved my life, and it wouldn't have been possible without Pelotonia. There's no bigger goal I have in my life than to try and cure cancer. And Pelotonia is just unbelievably easy and effective way for me to help accomplish that mission.